Hey everyone, the name is Kris Barocsi. Welcome to Gear Corner. I've not been this excited about an amp in a box style pedal for quite a while now. This is a good reason. It's one of my favorite brands when it comes to higher gain guitar tones. This is the brand new Soldano SLO pedal, the super lead overdrive pedal. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell if you enjoy what you're seeing here, and check out the description box under this video for additional infos, timestamps, my signal chain, gear links, etc. Also my merchandise if you want to support what I'm doing here. I'm naturally a little skeptical when it comes to, hey, here's a pedal that's supposed to sound like an amp, because I mean, it's a little narrow for all the parts that you have in the amp. I mean, obviously you don't need to amplify the signal, so you don't need a transformer in there, but I mean the tubes, especially in the preamp section, the whole circuit just gives tube amps their feel. Tone is probably more about the EQ stage and the way the design is, but to give you that kind of reactive dynamic tone and warm tone, you kind of need all those parts. Still, it is possible to make a really small solid state design feel like an amp. I was blown away when I plugged this one in and I felt like, okay, I mean, come on, Soldano, right? The layout is pretty simple. You get all the knobs and even the deep switch that you are used to from the SLO had, like the original design. So volume, presence, gain, and a 3-band EQ, treble, middle, bass. Now, the way these work is very unique to Soldano. This is exactly what I felt when I was using the presence, the treble on their SLO 50 watt and 100 watt amps, which is really cool. They nailed the frequency range that you boost or cut with these. It didn't really matter what I plugged into it, which kind of guitar with what kind of pickups. I always found a pretty neutral EQ setting best. The only reason I would go above 12 o'clock with the middle knob is if I am using like a Strat and I want to push the mids real hard. Otherwise, I loved the mids right about 12 o'clock on the Tele, on this guitar, on my P90 guitar. It's just such a well-balanced pedal that if your amp takes pedals well, you don't really have to worry about any of this. And then here's the deep switch on the side. You know this switch from Soldano amps, and it's just awesome. Like, let's say you have like a 4x12 cabinet or something, 2x12 with like a crazy low end. You probably never want to turn this on, but if you're playing something that's supposed to sound super big, but you don't want to use a lot of gain, or you're using single coil pickups and you go back with the gain and just want to have like a really big sound, then you would definitely love this. It's subtle, but you can clearly hear it. It's way low in the frequency range, so the word deep is just absolutely ideal to describe what you're getting. You'll find a lot of metal players who will say like, oh yeah, the SLO, wow, because it just sounds so modern, even though it came out so many years ago. It's tight, it sounds super articulate, you can play super complex chords, and you'll still hear every single note in your crazy chords, and that is not easy to do. That's something that the SLO does so well. Still, if you think about the 80s, 90s, there were so many other players, Mark Knopfler, Eric Clapton, and so many other players who used the SLO or Soldano amps for very much non-heavy rock and non-metal stuff, because they have this very touch-sensitive and dynamic low gain sound as well, this crunch channel basically. And what's really cool about this pedal is that if you go back with the gain, it still maintains its dynamic range. It doesn't just die like so many drive pedals. When you go back with the gain, it's just, you know, nothing left, no signal left to work with. It's still very much usable. Like if you go back to 0, yeah, maybe not, but as soon as you turn it a few millimeters up, like around 1, it's already a very nice and usable and dynamic crunch tone. Okay, so how would I use it and what are my thoughts on this pedal? Well, first of all, I love it for that big Soldano amp tone. It's just ridiculous how authentic it sounds. I played the big ones, the 100 watt, the 50 watt, even the small version, the lunchbox amp. They all had that Soldano mid-range, that clear something that you know from the SLO range, and this one has that as well. So it's ridiculous. Wow. in terms of normal blues rock, modern rock stuff, and well, even metal rhythm, I would stick to under 12 o'clock settings on the gain knob, because as soon as you go above 12 o'clock, it's not as tight anymore. I mean, it's just like all of these high gain amps. If you just crank the gain on them, they will be overloaded with too much gain. So if you want to play rhythm, stick to 12 o'clock or under 12 o'clock. And if you want to play ridiculously beautiful, long sustained lead tones, solo tones, whatever, just go beyond 12 o'clock and you'll get all the gain in the world. That's just ridiculous how long the sustain is with this pedal. And one more thing, if I wanted like a tight, super gainy, heavy sound, I would definitely use like something like a tube screamer in front of it. And for that, I have the Wampler Moxie here. That's how you get all the clarity and a ridiculous amount of gain. Something I don't use that much, but if I want to go there, that would be my choice. This reacts the same way to a TS type pedal as the original Soldano SLO amps. I love to criticize anything on it, but I can't really, honestly. It just does the super low gain stuff so well. The tight rock and metal tones under 12 o'clock, and from 12 o'clock on, it's just the most ridiculous solo sound. You don't need to tweak it. It's just right all the time. At least with my rig, it looks awesome too. So yeah. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. If you have any questions, yeah, hit me up. I'll be down there checking all those comments out. See you next week in a new video. And as told, meet you down there in the comments. Bye-bye.